My name is Dakota with the Medicine Hat Interpretive Program managed by the Grasslands Naturalists here in Police Point Park. And I'm here with Valerie Martin today. We're going to discuss insects in winter. Now Valerie, every time I find black and red bugs sunning themselves on my house, what are they?
Well, in the fall, we typically see the maple bug, sometimes known as the box elder bug, and they like to group together, and that's because they want to get warm. They keep warm for the winter, and they're notorious for finding their way into your house.
Well, I do find them in my house, and I'm doing everything I can to try and get rid of them.
Oh, well, these guys, they sort of cluster up, and you see them in large groups, usually sunning themselves on walls, on logs, on different things, but they are looking for a place to overwinter, sheltered, and your house could be the best place for them.
And why do they come into my house during fall?
Well, different insects have different ways of dealing with winter. Some insects migrate. Some insects will bury themselves into the leaf litter, some into little cracks in the bark of trees, and maple bugs and some other bugs will actually try to find their way into your home.
And what can I do to keep them out?
Well, the best thing you can do to get rid of the maple bugs is to get rid of their food source. And the food source is the box elder maple. And other maples and ash trees, they like the sap of these ones, but you have to basically eliminate the trees entirely.
Well, I don't see my neighbors cutting down their trees.
Well, in that case, the next best thing to do is to just seal up all the foundation cracks, any cracks around your windows and doors. If you have any broken windows or broken screens on your windows, get them all completely fixed and sealed up. That helps, but if you do find some bugs in your house, use a vacuum cleaner. These bugs are not particularly nasty, but when you squish them, they produce sometimes a really nasty smell, and they can stain your furniture and your walls. So use a vacuum cleaner, suck them up, and then take that vacuum cleaner bag directly outside and get rid of the evidence. So remember, these things are not necessarily harmful. It's just that they are a bit of a nuisance. And if you can think about just having a few insects climb around on your curtains over the sunny, bright window, then maybe just leave them there until spring where they will go away on their own.
Okay. And what do insects do to keep warm in the cool winter months and survive?
Well, some insects will migrate, like the monarch butterfly is one of the notorious ones. Actually, the ones in Canada fly over 2,000 miles just to get over to Mexico to overwinter. Wow. That is quite a long ways. And now the other ones will overwinter, winter as adults, and they're the ones that will hide into the bark of trees, like there's some certain butterflies, the mourning coat butterfly. It's one of the first ones to come in the spring. It's because it's an adult. But those ones, they actually go into a torpor, which is a type of sleep. And then they will wake up when it gets warm again. So in the middle of winter, we get a warm period. We'll see some of the butterflies, other insects flying around. It's because they're not really in a total hibernation. They're actually just into a sleep where they use a natural antifreeze to keep them going, which is kind of neat. But insects have a couple other little things that they do. They can actually go into what I call a dipause. So their body is pausing into a certain state. So they'll dipause as eggs, as larvae, as cocoons. And then when the spring comes, they'll basically wake up and continue to grow and become insects for the next spring. But insects have a lot of the things to deal with. So it's a good thing for them to overwinter and then come back in the spring. But if you want to know more about overwintering insects, call us at the Nature Line, 403-529-6225, or check us out on Facebook, Police Point Park, our website, natureline.info. So thank you. Hope to see you here at the park.